Hey guys, it's me Mr. 250 and welcome back to Danganronpa 2. So we just finished up looking around the room, and I believe the last thing we were told... Well, we were told two things. One was to go to the movie theater and one was to check on Mikan's autopsy. So let's start with Mikan since she's right here. How about it, Mikan? Have you found out anything by now? To tell you the truth, it's been very inconclusive.
You got it wrong!
But it's not my fault. This music venue is just too hot. Because of the heat, I can't estimate the time of death. Oh, do you think that's why they did that? I didn't even think about that. Because of the heat? Is that possible? If a body is overexposed to heat or cold, you won't be able to determine a precise time of death. I see. That might have been the killer's goal. They covered up their time of death by using the heater to make the inside of the music venue hot. But that's weird.
But...
Even if this heat is the killer's doing, is there any reason for them to cover up the time of death? I agree. As long as I saw it, it should be clear what order the murders occurred. First it was Ibuki, then Hyoko. And as long as this is an imitation murder, there shouldn't be any mistaking the order of the murders. Huh? Imitation murder?
Huh?
You don't know Hajime? I thought everyone already knew.
See?
It's a murder where the killer uses a creative work, like a song or a film, as an outline for their killings. It's so common in detective novels, mangas, and video games that you start to get annoyed by it. How would an imitation murder be related to this murder? Well, based on the killing order and the way they were killed, it's clearly an imitation of that movie. That movie?
Good instincts.
The assumption is, an imitation murder is the reason why the killer killed two people. The goal was an imitation killer. Even so, why did they feel the need to do something like that?
Do you have a minute?
Excuse me, if this was really an imitation of that movie, then is it possible that one more person might have been killed?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
It's certainly conceivable, if the killer wishes to complete the imitation. Hold on a sec. What are you talking about? An imitation murder? One more person might have been killed? Are you guys worried that there's gonna be another victim? Then no worries, I was waiting for him to clear this up. Things would get out of hand too fast if a bunch of people could be killed at once. I'm a real cautious fella, so I prepared a perfect countermeasure. On this killing school trip, the same Blackened can only kill a maximum of 2 people.
Huh?
You mean you've added another rule?
Yep.
Well, if killing everyone at once is okay, the Blackened would be able to secure an easy victory, right?
Yeah.
This new rule will prevent that. Make sure you slam it into your tiny brains. If it is a maximum of 2 people, then there will be not be any more killings? Since you're here anyway, can I ask you one more thing? You know, I just want to confirm one of the class trial rules. I see. As expected of you, you're very strict about games.
Perhaps.
I don't want to consider this possibility at all. And I don't even want to think someone would do this. If 2 cases occur at once, what happens if there are 2 killers?
Huh? So...
Like I said, I'm talking about the possibility that Ibuki and Hyoko were killed by 2 different people. That would mean that 2 killers exist at the same time, but we can only vote for 1 person, right?
I am concerned.
If we can only choose one based on the majority vote, the other person could certainly achieve victory.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
See?
So what happens in that case? What about a case where there's 3 incidents instead of 2? Or if 4 incidents overlap one another?
Silence!
Shut up! It's okay. I'll make extra sure something like that never happens.
Hey,
Meaning 2 killers can't exist at the same time. So it's safe to say that this applies to this case too.
Wow.
Ugh.
I don't like this.
Alright, fine, that's right. There's always one killer at any given time. Even if they had an accomplice, I'd have you figure out who the mastermind is.
This is kind of...
Man, I ended up giving you a huge hint. She made me say it. Gamer brains are not to be underestimated. I should have shut up and go back to my cave. I see. So there's no possibility for 2 killers to exist at the same time. With this, I guess that narrows things down a little.
yep.
Yep, that makes things a little easier.
5.
Plus, if the same killer can kill a maximum of 2 people,
Taste your powerlessness!
it means a 3rd victim would be impossible. Imitation murder breakthrough. You guys keep saying that, and it sounds strange to me. What do you guys mean by imitation? Could it be you haven't seen it yet? Seen it? Seriously, seen what?
So,
Like I said, that movie.
oh my.
When we first explored this island, Monokuma was passing out invitation tickets. Then the imitation is...
Good instincts.
Of course. It's an imitation of that movie.
Well,
Based on the murders this time, it closely resembles that movie, as if they were copying it. As if they copied the movie. I see. Nagito mentioned something about that. Can't be helped, I guess I'll just rely on my gut feelings. Gut feelings? Should come by later too, I'll go there first and wait for you. And the movie theater.
you...
I see. So you haven't seen it. Still, it's not too late, I think. It's probably a good idea if you watch that movie before the class trial starts. Looks like I need to do that. Then I should get going too. There are other places I want to investigate. Where do you intend to go next, Chiaki? Probably the hospital for sure. The first victim, Ibuki, was there. I don't know what was going on at the hospital in the first place.
You are right.
Thanks to that despair disease, we could not go there for some time. She's right. It might be good for me to investigate the hospital too. There might be some clues related to Ibuki's death. For clues related to Hyoko's death, I should try going over to the motel. There's still a lot of things I can do before the class trial. I'll definitely give it my all until the end. Alright, let's talk to them real quick before we head out. Just a little bit more time, and I'll be back to my old self. This ain't like me at all. It's very difficult to estimate the time of death,
You got it wrong!
but it's not my fault. It's because the music venue's hot. I know, calm down.
What?
Okay, so that's about the same. Alright, so let's head over to the, excuse me. Let's head over to the movie theater. Sorry for any, like, random voice cracks you may be hearing. I just woke up, so my voice is not 100% working. Now we'll watch the worst movie ever.
Hello there.
Hello there, Hajime. I knew you'd come here. That means you noticed it too, right? The case this time is an imitation case, in which the killer used that movie as their theme. I wouldn't know. I haven't watched that movie yet.
I see.
Then you really should watch this movie first.
Hey!
Hey manager, a customer's here!
Did you call me? What?
Hajime's the customer? Do you have a problem with that?
What are you gonna do?
And you said you didn't want to watch it, but I knew you wanted to see it all along. If that's what Tsundere Hajime looks like, then you're really a tough guy. You were so devoted to being Tsundere, you even bought the Monokuma sticker for $1.5 million.
Huh?
You paid $1.5 million for a sticker? It's nothing.
Listen up!
In exchange for not watching this movie, Hajime paid $1.5 million for a Monokuma sticker. Come on, since we're talking about it anyway, why don't you show it to Nagito? Stop it! But my resistance was in vain, and Monokuma reached into my pocket and took the sticker. Why were we carrying it around? It's this one. I'm sorry, I was born stupid. You bought this for $1.5 million? But in the end, he's still gonna watch the movie. Who cares about that anymore? Just hurry up and give me an invitation ticket.
Here!
Okay, here you go. It already says so on the invitation ticket, but it's only effective today at this time. Effective today at the date of this time. What time? What time? By the way, I can only give away one ticket per person. You only have one chance to watch it for free. I've already stamped today's date onto the ticket, so you won't be able to cheat. Don't worry, I only plan to watch it once.
Look forward to it, okay?
Then I'll go prepare the projection reel. Please wait a bit, okay?
Hey,
Hajime, about that invitation ticket, I strongly recommend you keep that safe. Huh? Why? No reason, just think of it as a protective charm. Is that 13th, 10:04 a.m.? What could you get from that? That is... I mean, I've got a date and a time, but that's about it. Okay. Guess I should just wait until Monokuma finishes his preparations. I mean, we could look at the popcorn, or we could talk to Nagito.
impossible.
Hajime, I can't believe you bought that thing. And you paid $1.5 million for it too. But even you said you should have just settled it with money to get out of seeing that movie. You're right, but that means I would have had to buy that thing, you know? Just leave me alone. Let's look at popcorn. It's a food shop. It's popcorn. You don't know if that maybe that does pertain to the incident. That reminds me, that item should be on top of this counter. This one looks like a tote bag made of hemp cloth with a decal of Munami's face on it. Ah, did that catch your eye? It's an all-purpose tote bag useful for a variety of common tasks, like obscuring your face. It's a limited item. Only one person can have it. The tote bag is gone. That means...
What's this?
Whoa there. Were you interested in buying that tote bag?
Too bad.
Well, you're already in a bit of debt, so I don't know if I can trust you. Well, that's just too bad. It's already sold out. Who'd you sell it to?
You're so stupid.
There's no way I'd fall for that. There's no way I'd say something that'd reveal who the killer is. So the killer bought it?
Shocking.
Ah! I remember you said there was only one because it's a limited item, right? It's not limited to one. It's more like it's limited to one person. What's the difference?
Hey,
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes. For some reason, hearing you say that annoys me. I don't know if we can trust Monokuma's account on that one.
well now.
Now then, I should forget that I carelessly made a slip of the tongue.
Now then.
Looks like the preparations are complete, so please enter the theater right away.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
This is exciting, exciting! Alright, let's go. Ugh, please, no noise. I apologize for keeping you waiting. World-famous director Monokuma presents a stunning masterpiece that reduced American audiences to tears. The Wizard of Monami 2.5D will be screening shortly. From the title alone, I have a bad feeling about this 2.5D.
Now, Ben, please relax and enjoy the film.
Oh, this is gonna be good, I can tell already.
Monokuma was born in a remote village full of old people because the death rates outpaced the birth rates. One day, Monokuma was swept up by a tornado created by a helicopter gunship during a routine military exercise.
Helicopter gunship.
And was whisked away to Monami's country. Monokuma wanted to return to his homeland so he could go back to pestering the old people for change. So he began his journey to see the wizard Monami, who was rumored to grant any wish one desires. Along the way, he met a very loyal group of friends. Monokuma met a Monami scarecrow who was missing a brain.
Oh, okay.
When he recommended that she commit suicide, the Monami scarecrow hanged herself and died. He also met a Monami lion who was missing her courage, so he pumped her full of arrows.
How does that inspire courage? Okay. Oh, I
He also
see.
met a Monami tin man who was missing a heart, so Monokuma sliced her into lumps of iron.
How does that give you a heart? I don't... You're terrible at this.
After a lot of other stuff happened, Monokuma finally reached the wizard Monami, the great and powerful. Eventually, one thing led to another, and he started beating the crap out of Monami.
That sounds about right.
And in the end, he somehow usurped the kingdom from her.
And he stole one of their helicopters and came back.
With this, Monokuma enslaved the old people, took their pensions, and lived the rest of his days in luxury.
It was a happy ever after.
And he lived happily ever after. The end.
Oh, so are the deaths the characters that he killed? He hanged one of them. He definitely hanged one of them. And oh crap, what was the other one? He sliced up something. He sliced up the metal person. Oh, what was the other one? He shot them full of arrows. I think Hiyoko would be the one that was sliced up, probably? Because she had her neck sliced? I mean, if we're looking for parallels between the story, I don't know how that's a motive yet, but there you go. Man, the movies are the best. That drama was so moving that I needed 2 boxes of tissues. One for each head.
So...
Now then, let's meet again at the class trial.
Bye-bye.
Nice voice line, I liked it. I'm too disgusted to even let it aside right now. That's all I can say to describe the situation. How was it? Actually, I don't even have to ask. I totally expected your reaction. That was honestly the worst movie I've ever seen. Is it even okay to call that a movie?
Well,
Thanks to that movie, now you know, right? Yeah. Just like he said, the characters who were killed in the movie match the victims in this case. Well, way to steal my thunder. I thought of that all by myself. Ibuki's death matched the hanging... By hanging matched the Scarecrow's death in the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko's suspended body matches the lion's death. Oh, okay, I guess that makes sense then. It would have been a complete imitation if the killer killed 3 people. But it seems that wasn't possible. Perhaps the killer is upset about that right now. Or, the killer's main goal was just an imitation murder. They should be upset about it, but I'm not sure if that's even true. The Wizard of Monami. Wasn't there something else we needed to check? Was it the hospital? I kind of forgot.
Well?
I feel like I haven't been here in a while, even though it's only really been a few days. Hey, you prepared that surveillance camera unit, right?
Hey!
Yeah, so? I didn't make any weird modifications or anything. It's not like I'm suspicious or anything. Didn't you get this from that shady-looking alley where all those machines were lined up?
Right!
Yeah, I just tweaked it a little. Then if there's other surveillance camera units, would it be possible to transmit a signal to the hospital from those cameras too?
Man...
No, that's impossible. Originally, surveillance cameras and surveillance monitors are only used as a part of the same unit. The truth that was filmed with the hospital camera can only be viewed on the hospital monitor. Or the video, I don't know, why did I get truth out of that? The video that was filmed with the music venue camera can only be seen on the music venue monitor.
Hey!
But if I left it like that, we wouldn't have been able to communicate. So I decided to swap the cameras. So that's how you guys were able to view the hospital footage from the music venue and vice versa. However, each surveillance camera unit manages its broadcast based on a specific number. So even if you bring the same model camera or monitor, you won't be able to interfere with the signal. Meaning, even if another surveillance camera exists, it'd be impossible to broadcast with it.
Huh?
However, I didn't just swap the cameras. I modified them and increased the wireless range. If I hadn't done that, we wouldn't have been able to use it. You're right. You did work on that. So, even though I feel like what he's saying is not incredibly true, what we can infer from that for this story is that there's no other way for someone to have interfered and, like, given us a fake video or something. I think. We should investigate the lobby first. Oh yeah, let's look at the surveillance camera. Surveillance camera unit on top of the reception desk. As long as the music venue surveillance camera unit is destroyed, it's impossible to broadcast with this.
Hajime.
There's something I want to ask you. You first discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue, right? But why did you go to the music venue? You had a reason for that, right? Did you see something with this camera?
That's right!
Oh, I also wanted to ask you that. It'd be different if the surveillance camera unit could record, but it's only good for household functions.
Hey.
Tell me, Hajime. Yeah, that's exactly it. I saw a strange video in that surveillance camera unit. It showed the music venue stage. There was a black curtain hanging like there is now. But the whole display was pretty dark, because they were just using candlelight. There was a rope hanging from the ceiling, and beneath that there was a stepladder on the floor. Notably no blood on the ladder. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. And right away, a person wearing a hospital gown and hemp bag on their head appeared. You know, that could be another point of confusion as well, because we still don't know, based on this, who the person is. So, what we saw might not necessarily have been Ibuki hanging, even though she was hanging in the end. I don't know, once again, if that makes a difference either, but, you know. I didn't know who it was because their face was covered, but now I know that must have been Ibuki. She walked straight to the stepladder, and without any hesitation, she climbed that stepladder of her own free will, and then she grabbed that rope, and that's all I saw. The candlelight being used must have been snuffed out or something, because the screen went dark all of a sudden, and it wasn't displaying anything anymore.
Man.
Well, if the candlelight goes out, obviously nothing will show up. Modern surveillance cameras have infrared functions, so things can still show up in the dark. The one I got from the machine alley was a really old model. Hold on.
Well?
At the time you said you didn't know the person wearing the hint bag was Ibuki, right? Yeah. You didn't know if it was her, but you saw she was trying to hang herself. So you rushed over to the music venue to try to stop her. But I didn't make it in time.
Hey.
Still, if she climbed the stepladder on her own, does that mean she committed suicide? Wouldn't that mean she's her own killer? Ibuki committed suicide? What do you think, Chiaki? There's no doubt Ibuki climbed the stepladder on her own, right? Yeah, there's no doubt. If so... Hey, don't think for so long. If you don't know, just be honest about it. Well, of course she doesn't. There's no way we'd be able to figure that out so easily. Oh yeah, I need to investigate the conference room on the second floor. I'm heading over there. What the heck? She ran away all of a sudden. She said the conference room. But why would she mention the conference room all of a sudden? Also, I might just be overthinking, but did she seem a little upset? Surveillance monitor video. I think I'm going to stop here for today. Depending on how tired I am, there's a possibility I might do more later. But don't look for it. It might happen, it might not. I'm not sure. I just need to get some stuff done today, but I might do some more tonight. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!